an uprising. We welcome you to today's show, and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist. Today's show, I just want to do a quick video on this. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's idol worship on top of idol worship. It makes you want to puke. It really does. And it's so blasphemous. Yet the people who hear it cheer, and then they say, they don't mean it literally. It's absolute blasphemy, the things that come out of some of these people's mouths. And I want to make reference here to Adele. I've exposed Adele on this channel before, okay, with her backmasking that she does. Okay, Adele obviously is a puppet for the Illuminati, another one, an international superstar, quote unquote, and these people just fall at her knees thinking that she's the greatest thing to ever live, just like Beyonce. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because in a concert a few days ago, Adele stopped in the middle of her concert and wanted to talk to the crowd about Beyonce. So she says, how is it even possible that she only gets better? How is that possible? She is Jesus effing Christ. That's what she says. I repeat, she says, how does Beyonce only get better? She is Jesus effing Christ. Adele said, Beyonce is the sickest artist around in the whole entire world. It's unbelievable. I've been listening to her for 17 years, and she's still making music that blows my mind. And again, she references her as being Jesus Christ. This is idol worship on top of idol worship. This is, like I've been saying, Beyonce is the front person that they are pushing. She is the queen bee. She is the one who has replaced Madonna. She is the queen bee for this system. She is a high-level witch. And Adele goes on to say, I guess when Beyonce released her Satanic Lemonade album the other day, Adele posted something on her Instagram, and she said, Beyonce is the most inspiring person I've ever had the pleasure of worshiping. I repeat, Beyonce is the most inspiring person I've ever had the pleasure of worshiping. And this is what they do. They pump this stuff out because they have millions and millions of fans watching their Instagram, watching their Twitter feeds. And then they hear somebody who's already a false idol, like Adele, who, like I said, has millions of people following her, who everyone loves. They hear Adele say that she worships Beyonce. And what do you think it does to the cattle out there, the people who are sound asleep that worship these idols? They hear, oh, even Adele says that she's worshiping Beyonce. It's just sick. I mean, it's Beyonce. Nobody should be worshiping anyone other than Jesus Christ. The only reason that anyone even has this freedom to live is because Jesus Christ died for our salvation. He died for our sins. And these people go around worshiping one another, and then they trick the masses into worshiping these other false idols. I mean, it's one level on top of the next. So if people are worshiping Adele, and then they hear Adele say, well, I worship Beyonce, and then those people worship Beyonce. Meanwhile, nobody's worshiping Jesus Christ. What's happening here is, you can have Adele say that she worships a human being. You can have all this stuff going on. And on the other flip side of it, you have Jesus Christ's name being taken out of schools. You have college universities banning his name being said. You have the Bible showing up on the 10 most controversial books in America, and libraries talking about removing Bibles from libraries around the United States of America because that's what's coming next. Because they feel that the Bible teaches hatred. The Bible talks about murder, it talks against homosexuals, and oh man, I mean, of course we wouldn't want to offend any of those people because they're allowed to live self-righteously however they want and not live by God's law. So they continue to just spit on Christianity. This is something that wouldn't even become an article, wouldn't even be featured, on Entertainment Weekly or wherever this article was that I saw. But they want this out there. They want the message out there. They want people to say, wow, Beyonce is like borderline like Jesus Christ right now. She's got a cult following, and oh, she's just so wonderful. It's spitting in the face of Jesus Christ. It's spitting in the face of what he did for mankind. It's spitting in God's face. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. As we see this false idol worship just get worse and worse by the day, yet the masses continue to defend these people, and they say, well, they don't mean it seriously. They're just being funny, or they're just being that, or it's just being sarcastic. And that's how they get away with saying this stuff and doing this stuff. And that's how lukewarm Christians would hear that, and they wouldn't even be offended by the comment. They'd say, oh, come on, Adele's great. She sings that song, Hello, it's wonderful. She doesn't mean that Beyonce's like Jesus Christ. It's just a figure of speech. Because that's how they continue to dumb down the masses and get them to not take anything seriously. They think this entire thing's a joke. They think this entire Illuminati conspiracy theory is a hoax and a joke, and they make light of it so that the masses think that it doesn't exist and it's not real, when in reality it is. It's the synagogue of Satan that is talked about in Revelation. Okay, it is this a cult that has now taken over the world. They now run and control everything. We've gotten to the point where these people were getting cast out and run out of towns for centuries, and now all of a sudden they run everything and have the control and power of everything, and that's why you see Christianity dying out. That's why you see Bibles getting burned. That's why you see the name Jesus not being allowed to be said, but you can say whatever else you want. You have freedom of speech as long as it's not about Jesus Christ. And yet Adele can go on stage and say Jesus Christ's name as long as it's in the reference of saying Beyonce is like Jesus Christ. It's absolutely sickening. It makes me nauseous. I wanted to point it out to everybody out there. This is false idol worship just gets worse and worse. These people make me absolutely sick to my stomach. Thanks for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families. May peace be with you.